Well, good morning, folks. Happy Mother's Day. I'm David, and this is From the Hip podcast. As always, we're sponsored by the Covenant Studios, and we shoot in the beautiful Say What podcast studio. I've got a real treat today. A young lady I've met one time before.
Hello.
And her name is Megan. We'll just start all over again. Okay, Megan, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Megan. I come from a Greek family. My mom was Greek, my dad is Italian, so I'm mixed. I'm 26 years old. I'm currently engaged.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I just start talking, I'm sorry.
No, that's what we do here.
We love. But I've been a model for, oh my goodness, I don't know how long. I don't remember. But I do know my mom wanted to get me into modeling as a kid, but the studio she wanted me to shoot with, they were like, yeah, you're going to need to take your kid out of school. So no schooling for your kid because we're going to need her on call 24/7. And my mom was like, that's going to be a no.
Oh, yeah. I can understand that.
Yeah.
So when did you actually start modeling?
I don't remember like exact time rates.
What year?
It was probably around like 2017, somewhere in there. Like, granted, I would take my own pictures and stuff like that because I started doing makeup at a younger age. I like doing special effects. That my mom got me into that when I was about 12 years old. She got me my first face paints and like my first makeup when I was 12. But I wasn't allowed to wear actual makeup until I hit about 14, 15. By her rules, not mine. But I played with face paint for a long time. And I would do special effects on myself because I have a severe latex allergy. So I had to learn how to make a maneuver around that and be able to do what I saw in movies on myself without using what they would use in movies.
I bet that was hard.
It was. It was very difficult, but I was able to find like different alternatives. There's silicone, there's nose and scar wax, there's like, what's it called? It's a liquid, and it comes in like a little jar about that big. Not like a jar, but like a nail polish bottle.
Right.
And I think it's called like scar liquid or something. But you can literally just paint it on, and it creates like, it indents the skin to look like a scar. So that was like the main thing I would use for like scars and stuff like that. You've got gel blood. You can obviously create any wound with that. You can never go wrong with blood.
Ketchup.
Right. Ketchup, corn syrup, and red food dye. Coffee grounds too, to make it look like that scabbed over kind of look. But that was like very interesting, like learning how to do that. And it was where I wound up today, a professional makeup artist after going to makeup college. And
we had a makeup artist in here yesterday.
Really?
And she had the same story, similar, in that she got mascara from her mom at like 13. And she wasn't supposed to be wearing it. And, took it to school with her and then put it on. And then I asked her, I said, well, did you remember to take it off when you got home?
Nope.
No. Same story with you?
Yeah, but I didn't do it with mascara. Mine was, my poor dad. If my dad ever sees this, I love you, Dad. But I made it look like I got shot in the kneecap. So I made it look like my bones were coming out like this.
Oh.
And I was hobbling down the stairs. I was like, Dad, I need to go to the hospital. And he was like, what for? Because he was like out in the laundry room, which is like, because our stairs are here, and it was like a wall and then a hallway and then a laundry room here. I come hobbling around the corner. My dad has a near heart attack. He's like, wait. And I was like, and I start smiling, which was kind of what gave it away. He was like, you little,
Yeah.
like,
Get
away from me.
Well, see, I'm old school. I'd have busted your butt.
my dad was like, he was like, go away.
So modeling, you can't use latex at all then?
Mm-mm. No, so when it comes to modeling, I tend to do my own makeup and stuff like that, just like so I don't have to worry about stuff like that. But the only thing, like, I know, like, people like doing, like, the pleather and, like, the latex. That's, like, more for, like, photo shoots that are, like, kinky and stuff like that.
Right.
They use, like, the latex outfits.
Right, yeah.
I'll pass on those.
Well, you have to pass on those.
Yeah, I don't want to take a trip to the hospital. It's not a fun experience when I do have to deal with it, because I've had one too many run-ins with it, and I'm like, I'd rather not.
Well, what was your first modeling experience?
Ooh.
First shoot?
My first one was probably when I started going to anime conventions. I started getting into the cosplay community.
Do you do a lot of that now?
No. I used to. I'm actually trying to get back into it because I really had a lot of fun doing it. But, like, just life kind of got in the way, and, like, I wound up moving to California to go to the first makeup college, and then COVID hit, and I had to come back home, and everything just kind of all fell together, and I was just kind of pushed the cosplay life away. But that was, like, my very first instance with doing, like, a photo shoot. Like, granted, it wasn't much, because usually at conventions they'll put up, like, one of the big backdrops.
Right, and have a photographer there to shoot people.
And there's lights and whatnot. But it's just, like, plain background, and you'd get your photos done that way. But that was, like, my very first run-in. That was about, like, 2017. So that would be, like, my very first run-in with it.
And well, do you know Joshua Davis?
Mm-mm.
He shoots a lot of bands and a lot of cosplay.
I know.
And he shoots her a lot.
I know, I don't think he's from, like, this area in Texas. I think he's more like Houston or San Antonio. I don't remember. But Brent Lavelle, he was, like, the first run-in that I had with the cosplay community and a photographer for stuff like that. He was the first person, like, I did, like, the cosplay shoots with, mainly at conventions, because that's where he was at. But he was, like, the number one person that I would shoot with.
Well, we got another cosplay person in the building. Her name's V. And she has the Vintage Clothing at the front of the building.
Oh, really? I was wondering.
And she does a lot of cosplay. I mean, she hits all of them locally. And
that's cool. I didn't know that. I'm going to have to look at that one day.
Yeah. So let's continue on the modeling career.
Like.
So from there, cosplay, you went to
multiple conventions and then kind of stopped going. I believe my last one was in 2018. And then, like I said, I signed up for makeup college about that time. Left here about 2019. Was out there from, I believe, like September of 2019 until about March of 2020. And then I came back because you couldn't fly anywhere. So I had to take my Jeep and I drove all the way from Cali all the way back here. And I told my dad, I was like, I'm driving home. He was like, no, you're not. I was like, yes, I am, because I can't take a plane because it's the middle of COVID.
Right.
So I was like, I have to drive home. I have no other option. And he was like, well, all right, like, just call me and keep me updated. And
it's not a bad drive if you take 2 days to do it.
So it was supposed to be a 4-day trip. I did it in 2. So, and my dad was a little upset about that, but I stopped in Arizona and I got to see some of my family for about a day, half a day kind of. Fell asleep, then continued the rest of the drive home and got back home about 10 o'clock that next day. Because I was like, I am not sitting on the road another day.
Yeah.
I just wanted to go home. Because California is not bad. It's just not my type of place. It's not a place I like to be. It was just too much, I guess. It was overwhelming. But I took about a year break, and then I signed up for a makeup college in Southlake, L Makeup Institute.
That's where the lady yesterday went to.
Yeah, it was not fun. It was, like, granted, I learned everything I wanted, but it's just like, a thing about the makeup industry, it's very catty. Like, it's very competitive. It's always, oh, I'm better than this person. Oh, she's in the makeup industry too. She has good skills, so I have to show her I'm better than her.
Sound like photographers.
Yeah, it's that, but worse.
Yeah.
And it's like, if someone in the makeup industry doesn't like you, they'll make it known to other people that they don't like you. And I got that at makeup college. I got that working at Sephora. And it's like, I'm just going to take a step back. Like, I don't need that. Generally, it's as Greeks call it, the evil eye. We don't need it. We don't want it. Get it away from me. It's just, I think I don't understand why the beauty industry has to be like that. Because it's like everyone's just trying to show off what they can do. They're just trying to, like, show their talent, or, like, show what they can do. And then it's like, I don't like you. Like,
well, of course, there's a lot of women in the beauty industry.
right.
And rumor is that women can be a little catty.
Very. I learned that firsthand.
Yeah. So that's where probably a lot of it comes from.
Probably. And it's like, if you're naturally pretty, this is a thing I saw at Sephora a lot. And it's like, you would see it a lot. Like, the ladies that work there, if you're naturally pretty and you walk in there, you get the, like, why are you in here? Or, like, I've had people that I worked with, and, like, people would come in, like, they're first learning how to do makeup, and they're like, oh my God, do I really have to help this person? Like, do I really have to help them, like, learn about this? Or, like, they're like, it's just,
Jealousy?
I don't know if it's that, but it's, like, unnecessary. It's like they're coming to you because they want to learn, and you're sitting here like, oh, I guess. Who's going to want to have help from someone like that?
Right.
Like, because you're literally showing people, like, I don't want to help you. Like, you're wasting my time. Or we'd see people come in with makeup, or, like, they're starting, and, like, it's not great. I started at that point. I didn't start off great. Like, you have to build to greatness. And they're just like, they'll go talk to, like, the other workers. They're like, oh my God, did you see how her makeup looks? Like, look how bad it is. I'm like, why are y'all like this? Like, they're trying, and it's ridiculous. And I hate that the beauty community has come to that, because it's like, the amount of videos you see online of girls that are like, oh, like, I'm just starting, and I went into, like, this big makeup company, and they're just, like, didn't want to help me, or, like, they kind of gave me that side eye, like, I don't want to help you, like, you're not where you want to be, or you're not on their standard, and they're just like, ew, get away from me.
Well, but you're not even in that industry, are you? Professionally now.
I am.
Oh, you still do it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I have my own makeup business for that. So I do makeup for prom. I'll even do it for photo shoots. Like, I'll do it for stuff like that. I'll do weddings. I'll do body painting. I'll do special effects. I'm pretty, like, decently booked around October, like around Halloween, because people do, like, those big parties and whatnot.
Right.
So I'm doing, around October is usually when the body paint comes out, usually when the special effects come out. But I did one of my bridesmaids, I did her wedding last year in May, and I did her hair and makeup, and she was like, I don't trust anybody else because I have known you forever, so I need you to do my makeup for my wedding. I was like, you got it. Don't got to tell me twice.
So when do you have time to play model?
Whenever I have time, which is really hard, like working normally as a manager, and then currently with wedding planning, it's so hard to like have like 5 seconds of anything.
When are you getting married?
I'm getting married December 12th of this year.
Okay.
Going big Christmas themed wedding. I originally wanted to do Halloween, but my dad was like, no. And granted, I'd say it's my fault because I told him I wanted an all black wedding dress. He was like, no. And I was like, okay.
Nah, I will agree with your dad.
Yeah, I've grown to accept it. Like, I think, and when I found my wedding dress, I was like, you know what? I think I'd prefer a white wedding dress.
Yeah.
It's kind of like after you try on dresses, you get to a point where you're like, you know what? It's not so bad.
Yeah. It'll work.
Yeah, the traditional style is not as bad as people think it is.
And you're only going to wear it once anyway, hopefully.
Right. Hopefully.
Yeah. That's the goal.
I don't plan on wearing it ever again. Like, because I see so many videos, they're so cute, of like a year or two after their wedding, the wife will put on her wedding dress just to surprise her husband, like standing in the doorway. I'm like, that is the cutest thing ever. It's so cute.
Well, it's bad, though, when they go to put it on and it no longer fits.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that. But, like, they'll, like, leave the zip. They'll be able to zip it up at least a little. But it's still, like, I think it's adorable in a way.
Oh, yeah, it is. So, do you get to shoot once a month or once a week? Or
Sometimes once a month, maybe a couple months out. But it just depends on my schedule and my fiance's schedule, and then other things for wedding planning, and then other things in life.
Right.
See, it's like you kind of have to work around everything else to be able to have like that time to where you can do a photo shoot. Because that takes me, for me, I like to plan mine. So like, excuse me. Oh my goodness, sorry. If I'm doing like a planned photo shoot, I like to look at inspiration pictures on what I want to do. So I'd say my favorite was when I shot with Amanda. She is amazing. I love her so much. And Amanda Vickers.
Okay, don't know.
Rosie Photo Boutique. But she, I love her so much, and I miss her. She's taking a break from photography. But when we did my Western photo shoot, that was so fun. We wound up going to the stockyards, and we were out there for a good 3-4 hours, just going random places in the stockyards, because they redid the hotel. I don't know if it's the Hotel Vin or the there's a hotel that's like in the stockyards.
One of the old one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like revamped it, and like they have this whole back courtyard with a pool, and like the back courtyard they actually host weddings at. So like they have like wedding stuff there, but they have like these outdoor seats. They have like these outdoor photo shoot locations. So we were just going all around the stockyards, and my fiance was just carrying my purse the whole time. Because he likes to go with me normally wherever I go. Especially when I go on photo shoots. He prefers to go with me. Which I understand is because he loves seeing how I am in action. And he absolutely loves it. Because he's like, it's seeing you in your natural environment. And it's nice to see.
It's something you enjoy doing.
Yeah. He's the same way like when I do makeup too. Like I'll be sitting downstairs at my table like doing my makeup, and I'll just look out of the corner of my eye, and he's standing in the doorway. He's just like
Just watching?
Just watching. Amused. And he'll just stand there for like 10, 15 minutes. Not saying anything. He won't say anything. And like I'll stop and I'll look over. I'm like, you okay over there? He's like, yeah, just admiring. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Well, sometimes we husbands just like to watch our wives.
Absolutely. Like that is always a thing too. Like I'll see him staring at me. I'm like, why are you staring? He's like, I'm just admiring. I was like, okay.
So what all genres do you shoot?
I prefer like the fashion, the makeup, and it's kind of like I like to do a little bit of everything. Boudoir is not really something I'm comfortable with, just because I am in a relationship and I would prefer to keep that between us.
Right.
And I've gotten turned down by so many photographers because of that, because they're like, I want to shoot boudoir. You have like the perfect physique for a boudoir photo shoot. I'm like, I'm not comfortable doing that. And they're like, well, didn't want to shoot with you anyway. Like, okay, but you're sitting here begging me to do a boudoir shoot, and then you want to be like, don't want to shoot with you anyway, because you don't want to do it. So,
yeah, I know people like that.
Make it make sense, because you're not making sense right now.
There's so many different genres you can shoot.
I've done, me and Amanda did a picnic one. We did one on Halloween, around like Halloween time in 2023. I actually got my fiance to get in a photo shoot with me. It's so hard to get that man, like, to do a photo shoot with me, because he doesn't like having his picture taken. He hates it. But I got him to do it because he was going to be wearing a ghost face mask, because I had one too. So it was kind of like that Scream photo shoot. So it's so fun. It was so pretty. And they all came out great. But that was like the one time I got him to actually do it with me, like to be a part of it with me. But he actually wound up having fun. So
Have you done any vintage shoots?
I have not. I've been wanting to, like that old like pinup style, but not like the boudoir style, but like those old time, like the skirts and like the pinup shirts.
We had in the studio for 3 years, we had a vintage kitchen set. And the photographers could take it or leave it. But the models all loved it.
I love that. Because I see like a lot of vintage photo shoots, like those 1950s, kind of like that. You'd see those pinup posters, like with the bump in the hair right here, and they got that little tie headband on, they got the little dress, and they're like standing in the kitchen. I'm like, that is gorgeous. It's so pretty. Like every time I see a photo shoot like that, they always come out so pretty. Like, I don't know what it is. Like the model themselves, they look fantastic. The display, like the studio they're in, looks even better. So I'm like, where are you guys finding these places?
Well, we're doing a meetup June the 7th in the studio. And one of the sets, one of the models, is a vintage glamour.
Oh, that's pretty. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that ought to be fun.
That sounds
Photographers,
like fun.
you need to look out for it. Come sign up. We got 4 models, 4 sets.
Nice. Makeup artists too, if you need them. You know where to go.
Yeah.
I might dabble my hands in.
Well, I'll let Glenn know. It's his deal.
Absolutely.
So we were talking off stage about your hair.
Yes. The hair is a lot. It's a lot of work, and ladies that have curly hair, I know you get it. I know you get it. And I know you know the time that goes into curly hair. But those of you who don't, let me set the stage for you.
Before you do, and I know it's Mother's Day, but I want to ask you to tell us the story about your mom's hair.
So, before we start that, we'll go to my mother. My mom, my dad talks about her all the time. And growing up, whenever my mom would come out of the room in the morning, back then we didn't know how to take care of our curly hair. So it's different now, like I know how to take care of it. But back then we didn't know like the process that went into curly hair. So every morning my mom would walk out of her bedroom, or I'd come downstairs and she's standing in the kitchen making us breakfast. You see the big old poof of curly hair. And my dad would come around the corner and, God Lord, did you wake up this morning by setting firecrackers off in your hair? Because it was big. It was poofy. Like, You couldn't.
Tell Orphan Annie.
Yes, you couldn't see like exact like curls, but you could tell it was curly hair because if you know a curly-haired person and you see them brush out their hair when it's dry, it looks exactly like that.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't run away from it either because it's just there. But like with curly hair too, you can't run away from frizz. And people always think like, oh, if I use this, I can get away from the frizz of curly hair. No, you can't. You still deal with frizz no matter where you are, no matter who you are. Whatever you do, you're going to deal with frizz, but it adds to the curly hair because it's like added definition, which is great in my opinion. But my mom, her curly hair was so beautiful, and she had her hair down to about low waist, a little before her butt, and I always grew up with her having long hair. And then, since it's Mother's Day, I lost my mom when I was 17 years old to ALS. And she wound up cutting all of her hair off about, if I can remember correctly, around May of 2015. Because we wound up going down to Galveston to get ALS testing done for her. And she wound up getting all of her hair cut off because she couldn't use her hands, she couldn't brush her hair, and she didn't want to have one of us always brushing her hair for her because she felt like, oh, at this point I'm useless, like I can't do anything myself. And so I wound up going, when she came out with her hair, majority of the way cut off, like there was like this much, like you could still see like the curl pattern, but she didn't have it like fully shaved. So I went back into the hair salon. I was like, I need all my hair cut off ASAP. Gone. And I wound up walking out with this cute little afro. I didn't shave it like as far down as she did, but I had this cute little afro, and it made my mom so happy. Like she was upset because she had to cut all of her hair off, and she was crying because of that. But then she wound up crying again because she was like, you look so cute.
Well, sorry about your mom.
It's all right. I'm coping. I had a really hard day yesterday because everyone is like coming into the store. They're like, oh, what are you doing for Mother's Day? I'm like sitting at home and crying.
No, you're up here.
Right. And I wound up calling my dad last night because I have his location. Like I can see where he is. And I saw he was coming back from going and playing golf at like 11 o'clock at night. I was like, can you come by the house? I need a hug. Please.
So you come by?
He did, and it helped. I wound up standing outside with him and crying for a little bit, and he gave me a hug, which was really nice. And he was like, you know, it's good that you're, like, crying about it because you're still feeling her presence.
Yeah.
Like, you still have those feelings, like, you wish she was here. I was like, I don't think that's ever going to go away. I tell you that. Like, it's never going to go away. Because me and my mom were really close. Like, I'm really close with my dad, too, but me and my mom were super close. Like, best friends close.
Well, I got sober in 2006. Mm-hmm. And there was a guy in the group I was going to who had cancer.
Oh, wow.
And he lost his hair, so he shaved his head. Now, I didn't shave mine, but I went down and got a burr. Like I was in the military.
Yeah.
And I don't look all that great with my hair like that. But I did it in sport of him.
Yeah. And I think people that do that, especially like for friends and family, I think that's great. Because it's like you're showing your appreciation for that person and for people going through that.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely fantastic in my opinion. Like, that's why I did it for my mom. Because I was like, I don't want you to feel alone.
Right.
Because I knew how much she loved her hair, and she would always like, oh my God, I got complimented on my hair today. She would always talk about people complimenting her hair, and when she cut it off, she was just like, I understood like how sad it made her to lose it. So I was like, you know what, losing mine won't be so bad. My dad wasn't too thrilled about it because he loved the long curly hair. But when I explained my reasoning, he kind of understood it more. He was like, you know what? That's not as bad as I predicted it to be.
Did he shave his head too?
He likes to keep his hair short.
Okay.
Yeah. But there's a picture my mom had, and it's framed, and it was on her little, her dresser when she would get ready. Like every time I would walk into their bedroom, it's sitting right there on the dresser. It's my dad playing tennis, and he has curly hair like this too because he's Italian. But it's not like as curly, it's more like that wavy. But it's him standing there, and he's playing tennis, like he's holding the tennis racket, and you see like it's the poofy hair and then the mullet. That was my mom's favorite picture of him, and it was just sitting right there on her dresser.
So he had a mullet, huh?
He did, and he could rock a mullet, but he won't ever put another mullet on. He's like, I cannot stand hair nowadays. I was like, okay. But the hairstyle he has, it suits him. Like, he has it more shaved back here, and he has a little bit on the top, which is fine. But it looks good, so I can't say anything. If it's what he likes, it's what he likes.
Well, everybody gets to do what they want to do.
Absolutely. But...
especially today. Right or wrong.
Right. And it doesn't matter. They'll do what they want, whether you're like, I don't think that's a good idea. They'll still do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But setting the stage for you non-curly head folks, the amount of work that goes into curly hair, when you have because I don't wash my hair every day, I wash it once a week. And those who have curly hair, you'll understand why you can't wash it every single day, is because you're going to strip your hair of its natural oils, you're going to strip it of its natural texture. But when you have your wash day once a week, you've got to shampoo your hair once or twice, maybe 3 times if you're lucky. You've got to condition it, and then you have your hair mask if you want to apply one. Coming from someone whose hair is naturally dry, I prefer to do like a deep moisturizing hair mask, just because, and like back then, I used to let it sit for like 45 minutes. I don't let it sit for that long anymore.
So when you told somebody who was a prospective suitor,
mm-hmm.
you couldn't go out on Saturday because you had to stay home and do your hair.
Right.
You were being serious.
I was being serious.
Yeah.
And I'm like, people are like, hey, you want to hang out today? No, I have to wash my hair. How long is that going to take? Maybe an hour or 2? Depends. And then, like, the deep hair mask is usually like when I detangle in the shower. Just like, detangling is a whole nother process. I know some people do it before the shower. I cannot. It's too much work. Like, granted, they have, like, the detangling hairsprays you can use to do before you get in the shower. But I'm just like, I'll just do it in the shower. It makes it 10 times easier because you just get it done when you're about to get out of the shower. And then when you have to put all your products in your hair and then brush style it, you don't have to worry about detangling it. Like, you're not going to have as many knots, but you'll still have, like, 1 or 2 here and there. But when you're brush styling, it gets those knots out, and you're just like, I'll be done with it. And you can either air dry your hair or diffuse it. It doesn't matter either way. It's still going to look the same.
Well, that's kind of like guys. I shave in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
Just so it's all part of the same process.
Right? It makes it so much easier when it's the same process. And then it's like, when you get out of the shower, you're not sitting there like, oh, I have to shave, or, oh my God, I didn't detangle my hair in the shower. It's like,
yeah.
Just put it all together. It makes it easier. Or you're like, for curly-haired people, I don't knock anyone who does it before their shower. Like, you do what you want. But for me, it's just easier to do in the shower. If you do it before the shower, I've done it once before I got in the shower, and I was sitting there for 2 hours. I was like, oh my God, I want to be done. Like, and I was halfway through my hair at that point. I was like, I just want to be done. I want to get in the shower. I was so over it because it was taking so long. Because if you do it before the shower, like, you have to start at the ends. Like, you got to go little by little by little. Because if you, like, go full on from here, you're doing what your mom did to you as a kid, just yanking and yanking. And it's even worse because it's like it's breaking the hair if you do it that way. But when you have to do it beforehand, I'm just like, it's too much work. I'll just do it in the shower.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting married in 6 months.
I am. I'm excited. Nervous more than anything. And my maids of honor and my bridesmaids, they're like, you're not giving yourself enough credit. And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, well, you're sitting here like panicking and like festering because you think you don't have enough done, but you have more than enough done than you think, than you're giving yourself credit for. Because I already have my venue, I have my dress, I have what my bridesmaids are going to be wearing.
Do you have your vows yet?
I do. He doesn't. I do. He hasn't written his yet.
Well, you're pretty well there. You just got to pick out a cake.
I have that too.
Okay.
I have that figured out too. I have my cake. I have
Invitations?
those are going to be sent out soon. My lady is finishing them up right now. And I've got what I want for the beverages for the bar. We're going to have a hot cocoa bar because it's going to be like a Christmas timed wedding. So we're doing like this hot cocoa bar. Like you can build your own hot cocoa. You can get like
cool.
little peppermints and marshmallows and all that fun stuff to go with it. I've got like our music playlist together. I have more than enough done. And
You can get married tomorrow.
Right.
If he gets the vows ready.
Right. And I'm just like, good Lord. And like because I was hanging out with one of my maids of honor the day before. And she was like, you're not giving yourself enough credit. Like, you have more than enough done. Like, stop panicking. I'm like, I think it's just like when it comes to weddings and wedding planning, when you see people going through the wedding planning process, especially the ladies, because it's usually the ladies that are planning everything. They're like sitting there panicking. They're like, I need this done. I need to get this done. Oh, I don't have this. So it naturally imprints in the brain like you have to panic or it's not going to get done. So I guess that's where I'm at. Like, I'm just like nitpicking, like, I need this done. I need this done. And it's like, calm down. Like, it's okay. Take a step back. You have majority of the stuff, so that makes it easier.
Have you picked your photographer yet?
Yes, I have.
No.
I'm debating on if I want to do a videographer or not, because I know that's going to be more, but I feel like it might be worth it. I'm just debating at this point.
Right. Well, don't wait too long. They'll book up.
Right. That's my biggest thing, too, is I'm probably not going to think too much longer on it, because if I do, I know that I'm probably not going to get a videographer, but I'll probably look into booking that probably next month because of that.
Well, if you don't get a videographer, you'll have enough friends with cell phones.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's not going to go to waste. But I'm super excited. So excited. I can't wait.
So, well, young lady, it has been a joy speaking with you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I had so much fun.
Well, it's fun.
It is fun.
So if somebody wants to do a shoot with you, how do they get hold of you? Now, say it slowly and then spell it.
So you can reach me on Instagram at xo.greek. That is xo.greek. You can reach me on Facebook. It is my name, Megan Begina, MEGAN Those are the ways you can reach me. You can also, if you're needing a makeup artist, you can reach me under Pumpkin Effects, so PNKNEFFECTS. So that is my makeup business in and of itself. So if you need me, that's where you can reach me.
Well, you did that great.
Thank you.
We discussed this yesterday. Most of the women, when I ask them that, they go blank. They
got to look at it. They're like, I don't know how to spell this.
Yeah. Even if it's in their name. V. Yeah. I do. Yeah. David. D-A what?
Wait a minute. Is that how you spell it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, did you forget how to spell your own name?
Some of them do.
Right.
But, and I'm not going to pick on any group, but
Right.
blondes seem to be a little worse.
Uh,
All right, folks, this is Megan. That's so Greek.
absolutely.
And y'all